the media lately, they have not been kind to Uber and Lyft. And here it says, Uber and Lyft are out of ideas, jacking up prices in desperation for profit, right? So they're getting so much, Dara's and Logan Green, they're getting so much pressure from these investors and shareholders, because those are the only people they talk to, right, or listen to or bow down to. And they say, hey, listen, we want to see profits. You've been around for many, many years. We've put in tons and tons of money. We want to see profits. Their game plan is to jack up prices. Okay, we'll discuss what that will do, right? That'll lead to further turmoil, to further chaos. They not doing the basic 101 economics here, right? Mario Cedillo's in the house and he says, what's up, Prof? What's up, Mario? The goat man. That's it, my friend. So as it turns out, businesses fundamentally reliant on venture capital subsidies to offer cheap cab rides are not great long-term investments, right? You put billions and billions of dollars in. Here's the game, the Travis Kalanick game plan. Subsidize cheap trips. You know what we're going to do? We're going to drive all these shuttle companies, all these taxi companies out of business. We're going to subsidize, right? And eventually that money runs out, right? Eventually the venture capitalists and the investors say, enough is enough, right? And then the taxis make a comeback and the shuttles make a comeback, and then Dara Khosrowshahi actually climbs into bed. I'm not making this up. He actually climbs into bed with taxis in Italy, with taxi organizations in New York and San Francisco. So the original game plan, like, literally blew up in their face, right? Billions and billions of dollars, cheap rides. Look, this is what you did. You educated the rider that, hey, rather go into a rideshare car, rate a driver, you're going to have superior service, much better car, much clean car, at a fraction of the cost of a taxi. It's not the case anymore. DJ Smiley's in the house. Gary Ludani is in the house. How are you, Gary? Emmanuel Got Guts. I like it. Emmanuel's Got Guts is in the house. So, if I look at this, the formula is actually very simple. The formula is very simple. Let's break it down. What's going on right now, on the clock, right now? Drivers are leaving in droves, right? Drivers are, it's well documented. You read those millions of comments in the YouTube videos. People are going. They're looking for other jobs. Why? Because they're simply not willing to drive for peanuts, for pennies, right? We don't drive, you know, we don't drive for coins, right? We don't drive for coins. We drive for the paper, for those $100 notes, right? We don't drive for these little coins, these onesies and twosies. That's not us. But they think we're that stupid, right? So off go all the drivers in different directions and like, oh my God, all the drivers are leaving us. Now, when the rider's out there trying to get a trip in his or her app, on the Uber rider app, and they're like, there's no cars around here. And they understand that a driver's not going to drive 30 minutes to them, right? Dead miles. So what's happening here is that riders are getting very frustrated with the service, right? The service is not what it used to be under Travis Kalanick, right? Where you'd instantly get a car and drivers were paid well, right? And the split was really, really good, right? It was 75-25. Now, what Uber and Lyft need to do is, and some will say, no, this doesn't make economic sense, but it does make economic sense, right? This makes economic sense. You cannot up your rates for riders. They will run. They will head to the mountains. They will take taxis. They will buy their own cars. They will look for alternative transportation, right? They're like fed up, right? So if you think you've already jacked up the prices big time, there's major complaints. There's not this trickle down effect that those higher prices are shared with the drivers. Quite the opposite. You're chopping on the driver's side. You're increasing. So you think, okay, the leverage is going to solve your problem, right? I mean, basic economics here, 101 economics, right? They think that the CEOs think that the leverage is what's going to make the investors happy, right? You will get that leverage, Dara, you will get that leverage, dear investor and shareholder, temporarily. But your riders are leaving and your drivers are leaving. So then this is what happens again. So it'll go like this and it'll go like this. This is basic economics 101, right? What you need to do is fire up your driver base, make them happy, pay them extremely well, and the drivers will talk about it and they will return. They will return, right? You look at the rider fares and you keep them decent, right? You know, you could keep them on par with taxis or slightly over, but not double, triple of what you were charging, because the riders say, no, we were so spoiled here under Travis, we're not going to pay that. So they start looking for other mediums. They leave. You got to get your riders back and you got to get your drivers back. Where you need to start trimming is on all the bullshit spending, right? You're spending these astronomical hires, executives, you're paying them way too much. You're paying your engineers way too much. You're running so many pilot projects for years and years and years. You've had your subscription model, which you've never rolled out, this Uber One. You've spent millions of dollars. You run an ad for 10 minutes that costs you probably $15 million. You're spending the money on shit, right? You are wasting, you are burning such good money in the most disastrous areas, right? You're pumping in money here. You're buying this phony company and you're spending all this cash on yourselves, right? But you're not looking at the core of your business. You up the earnings for drivers, they will return. You keep those rider rates moderate. You bring in proper rewards, proper incentives, proper bonuses, and the people will come. And then you start managing your company better. You don't do all this frivolous spending. You start cutting from the top, from yourself. You start trimming. Dara, it starts with you, right? Your $42 million annual, or Tony Zhu, $400 million. Who the F do you think you guys are? We're bringing in the cash, right? You ruining the company because you just hands in the cookie jar, right? Just dipping in, taking dollars out, and your investors are not seeing the cash. So dear investor, when you finally have your coffee and you wake up, right? If you need, dear investor, if you need a slap awake, I'll gladly slap you awake. But when you finally awake, understand that the crisis, the virus is within your own company, and it starts on the top, right? You have to do some serious spring cleaning up there, right? And not believe in this constant
bullshit detected.
Take precautions, right? Because all your guys are doing there on the top is
Blah, blah, blah.
right? It's just nonsense. It's just silly talk. They're not managing the company. So I'll give you some good advice. Let me in there for 24 hours. We'll trim your salaries, right? We'll abandon pilot projects that make no sense. We'll go back to the core of the business. We'll increase driver rates. We'll keep rider rates moderate. We'll do true incentives, true rewards, right? And you will see your drivers will come back and you create a happy environment, right? And your riders will come back and your drivers will come back. And then you just start managing your company better because you're doing so much frivolous spending, such squanderous spending. It starts from the days of Kalanick when you spent hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars on balloons, ladies and gentlemen, on balloons, right? That gives you an idea who Uber is, right? They spend hundreds of thousands of dollars on balloons. I'm not kidding you. Party balloons. Not making this shit up, right? That's what I call frivolous spending. And dear investor, if you're okay with that, right? If you think that's super cool, carry on down the same road because the iceberg's right there. It's facing you. You're going straight ram into that iceberg if you continue down this path. So jacking up prices in desperation. Desperation is not a good word, right? You never want to be desperate. You never want to show someone you're desperate. You're showing the media that you're desperate. You're showing the outside world that you're desperate. You're showing Wall Street and the financial world that you are desperate. Desperate people do desperate things, as they say, right? Don't be desperate. Just go back to basics. So as we jump in here, a recent Wall Street Journal article about two once hyped tech companies reads almost like an entire investor class suddenly took an economics 101 course. Two companies that went public with market capitalizations in the tens of billions of dollars, despite never coming close to making money, are jacking up prices and therefore cratering customers' demand in a vain attempt to turn its service into one with huge markups to pay off a bloated corporate overhead. I have not even dived into this article, right? And here it is. They're starting off with exactly the same talking point. Let me quote this. This is very well written. Therefore, cratering customer demand in vain attempt to turn its service into one with huge markups to pay off a bloated corporate overhead structure. That's exactly what they have. They have this bloated overhead corporate structure. That's where they need to start. That's where they need to trimming the fat. Turns out that's a really shitty business proposition, ladies and gentlemen. It's a really shitty business proposition, that type of model, right? If you're running your company in that way. I'm talking, of course, about Uber and Lyft. Fares are at record highs. Yes, they are, according to the Wall Street Journal, which is itself reporting data from a third-party service. Uber and Lyft don't report such data. Ride-hailing is a very price-sensitive business because much of the time people have alternatives either in the form of walking, biking, public transit, or their own private cars. So as a result of the price hike, rides are tanking. Thank you very much. We have 129 people in the house. Smash it, as Dustin would say. Smash that like button. It looks like this, right? So, I'm talking, of course, about Uber and Lyft. Fares are at record highs, according to the Wall Street Journal, which itself reporting data from a third-party service, blah, 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 because much of the time people have alternatives in the form of walking, biking, public transport, or driving their own car. So as a result of the price hike, rides are tanking. The situation has analysts and investors asking how big the ride-hailing market is and whether Uber and Lyft can operate without losing money. Money isn't funny in the rideshare world. So this is a question many of us have been asking for a very long time. Uber and Lyft have been a crude proposition all along. Subsidize unprofitable taxi rides with venture capital money, claw for market share, and eventually figure something out that will make such taxi rides profitable despite the huge corporate structure of well-paid executives and engineers. I am so happy. I am so glad that this writer, that this journalist is brave and says it as it is. Facts, right? The well-paid executive engineers, they overpaid, right? And this message, dear engineer, dear attorney, you are overpaid, right? You are overpaid. Dear Mr. Chai, dear Tony West, Dara Koshishok, you're all overpaid. And we are sick and tired of driving those miles to bring in the dollars to pay you, but get nothing in return. Doesn't work this way. This is why your drivers are leaving. They are fed up here, right? It's like coming over the frickin' eyeballs, like, we here, right? After this, we can't even breathe anymore. At the time, it seemed as if both Uber and Lyft were banking this entire plan on autonomous vehicles panning out. In hindsight, it all seems like that was the basket all the eggs were in. Turns out AV development was no more than a several billion-dollar money pit that got one person killed. Breeze is in the house, Breeze Louise. Both companies sold off their AV development arms for a fraction of what they put into them, no closer to replacing human contractor drivers with robots. I was also skeptical that would have actually served the companies all that much money, since the current business model passes off nearly all of the costs of actually running a taxi company onto drivers who pay for their own cars, fuel, and insurance, whereas AVs would have meant both companies would be paying for those things. But that's a moot point now, a mute point, right? After the AV debacle, Uber and Lyft went back to the drawing board on how to make the supply and demand lines on the old Econ 101 chart somehow meet a price that makes them profitable. Uber made noises about becoming the Amazon of transportation, involving several disastrous sideshows, such as a brief foray into electric bike share that amounted little more than purchasing and then destroying thousands. Remember that they built all those bicycles and they destroyed all of those bicycles? Lyft has made a more concerted but seemingly little more effort at diversing to bike share while continuing to chip away at those pesky quarterly losses to little avail. Smash that like button, ladies and gentlemen. Since their foundings in 2009 and 2012, 2009 Uber, that's 13 years ago. 2012 Lyft, that's 10 years ago. Uber and Lyft have raised more than $30 billion in private funding, according to Crunchbase. Even with that pile of cash, neither company has ever posted a real and consistent profit. Only adjusted profits that exclude dozens of real expenses every company has, like taxes and interest payments, and that was when broader economic and labor conditions made it easier to make a profit on taxis than it is now. The fundamental problem Uber and Lyft keep running into is that most people are not willing to pay the fares it would cost to run a profitable taxi service with the overhead Uber and Lyft require. Very well said. To say nothing of paying drivers a decent wage. Amen. Thank you for acknowledging that, dear writer, right? Again, to say nothing of paying drivers a decent wage. And alternatives both companies are pegging their hopes to, like shared rides, are not new ideas, but recycled old ones that have proven even more costly, because it turns out if people in urban areas are price sensitive and willing to share a vehicle with strangers, they will take a bus. The end result is an algorithm that offers you a discount to ride in a car. It expects to have multiple passengers, but more often than not is just another single occupant taxi ride and just another loss leader for companies struggling to come up with ideas that make money. Amen. There are two basic paths forward for these companies. One, which Uber is currently pursuing, is to become the app you use for the taxis you used to hail before Uber. Good luck with that. The other is a managed retreat to the urban-focused upper classes that could and would pay high prices for the extra convenience and luxury of black cars on demand. That's how it started off. That was the original business plan under Travis Kalanick, all black cars. And that's why I'm telling you, the black car side has more potential. But the black car, ladies and gentlemen, in form of you owning your own LLC and going out and getting your own Toyota Sienna, Suburban, or Cadillac, right? Because that is where the trend is going. Our gigrocket.com sales have tripled 300%. People want to know how to become their own private chauffeur. They are sick and tired of having to rely on the same bullshit that these guys are rewarming in the microwave oven. Go and get yourself, go to the private chauffeur course, become your own boss, determine your own rates, your own driving times, decline when you want to decline, right? Please start stepping into true independent contractorship. What they are offering you, what they're trying to BS you, oh, you're an IC plus. You are an IC minus. You are an IC 25% at best. right? You are not an independent contractor. The course will show you how to become a true independent contractor. Go over to GigRocket. And by the way, people are loving the course. People are switching, starting their LLCs. They are converting Uber and Lyft riders to their own private riders, and they're making money 100% in their own pocket, not 40, 30% and 60 to 70% to Uber and Lyft. Go and be aggressive, right? Be decisive and aggressive. Go in, take the clients for yourself. These guys have milked you, right? They've taken all the cows to the meadow and they've milked all the milk. They've extracted as much juice as they can. Enough. Enough is enough, right? Go and take your power back. Go and take their riders. I'll show you how. I have done it. I have over 250 clients, right? $500 to $2,500 a day. 500 is a minimum to $2,500 a day. That's what I make. That's what I teach, right? And I'll go into Uber and Lyft and I will continue when the right time, when I get the right client, I take them away. I go and educate them and I make them my own client. Why? Because I'm sick and tired of their abuse, right? Sick and tired of it. The other is a managed retreat to the urban focused upper classes that could and would pay high prices for the extra convenience and luxury of black cars on demand. That is where we are. But you need to control 100% of that. You cannot give 60 to 70% of that black car to Uber and Lyft. No, 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 no. So it won't revolutionize the transportation industry and it won't serve any equity goals both companies have long given lip service to, but it is a sensible business with an obvious, if limited, market and profit potential. It is also an idea that has already existed, once run by a plucky startup that focused exclusively on black car services from experienced, fully licensed and insured drivers. That's what you need to be. You have the experience, you have the street smarts. Nobody can teach you that, right? You now need to go out and get the right car and the right license. You need to get fully licensed and fully insured as a commercial driver and start making your worth today, Fredland. You may have heard of it. It was called Uber. When they started off, that was their model, right? That was their model. But this model that they are proposing right now is a recipe for disaster. And that is Uber and Lyft are out of ideas. And if they believe that jacking up prices in the desperation to make a profit is going to resolve things, I will tell you something. That is the biggest disaster for the biggest recipe for disaster. Again, sorry, I got my words mingled up. It would be the biggest recipe for disaster following that model. Being desperate, jacking up the prices. The riders will not participate in that. They will leave. The drivers, if they see that they're not making their cut, they have already left, right? We have 173 people in the house. Slap that like button. It looks like this. Slap it hard. There we go. Slap it. Looks like that. 80. Anybody 80? Anybody 81? 81? 81? Anybody 82? 82? Do we have an 81? Do we have an 81? Anybody that hasn't smashed the button underneath the video? There we go. We got 3. I want to get up to 100. Sergio Pena in the house. Salut. Salut. Guten Tag. Bonjour. 86. Let's get it up to 90. 87. 93. 94. 95 lashes on his ass. Every one of those likes, I will lash Dara's ass. 99. 100 lashes on Dara's ass. 105 lashes on Dara's ass. 106 lashes on Dara's ass. Pump it up. I'll lash him hard. 110. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hit it hard. Let's lash him another 3 on his ass. Couple for Logan. Give me a couple for Logan Green. Let's slap his ass. 113. Ready to slap when you are. Ready to slap when you are. 113. Let's slap Logan's ass for a while. 113. Pump it up, pump it up, pump it up. 113. 114 on Logan's ass. 115. 116. 117. 118. 119. 120. 121. 122. 123. 124. 125. 126. 127. 128. 129. 130. 131. 132. 133. 134. 135. 136. 137. 138. 139. 140. 141. 142. 143. 144. 145. 146. 147. 148. 149. 150. 151. 152. 153. 154. 155. 156. 157. 158. 159. 160. 161. 162. 163. 164. 165. 166. 167. 168. 169. 170. 171. 172. 173. 174. 175. 176. 177. 178. 179. 180. 181. 182. 183. 184. 185. 186. 187. 188. 189. 190. 191. 192. 193. 194. 195. 196. 197. 198. 199. 100. 101. 102. 103. 104. 105. Ready when you are. 115 on Logan's ass. You give a like, you take a like. Leave. If you give a like and take a like, leave. Leave the feed. Go. Only 85. Whoosh, 16. Whoosh, whoosh. Excellent. I love it. Thank you. And I hope you're all having a fantastic week, and I hope you're actually making some money. If you're not making money, please rethink things, right? Because 118, another 2. Let's give Tony Zoo from DoorDash. Tony got 1. Hit that like button. I'll smack Tony Zoo's ass for you. We can do it. 120 on Tony Zoo's ass. We can do it. I'm just warming up. 120. I love it. Give me 121 for Tony Zoo's ass from DoorDash. Let's 2 on Tony Zoo's ass. Love it. So, my friends, moral of the story, this formula ain't going to work out. It's a disaster. This formula, the drivers work out. And please participate with me. We are going to start smart strikes in June, 7 to 8 a.m., 7 to 8 p.m. We don't drive. We leave the passenger stranded. You can make up those 2 hours in the day elsewhere. But for 2 hours a day, 7 to 8 a.m., 7 to 8 p.m., right? 7 to 8, 7 to 8. Never too late for 7 to 8. Remember, it's never too late for 7 to 8. 7 to 8 a.m., 7 to 8 p.m. We don't drive them. Leave them. Let them get their effing bicycles. Let them get their rollerblades out. Let them get their scooters out. Let them get their walking feet out. Let them get their prosthetics out, whatever. Let them get their crutches out. I don't care. Let them stand at the street corner. But you ain't going to get in our car from 7 to 8 in the morning, 7 to 8 in the evening, right? Call it a smart strike. Because what drivers are complaining about is that they cannot afford to strike all day long because it costs them $200-$300. So if you are participating in a continuous, ongoing, day-by-day strike until they listen, and you leave their riders stranded 7 to 8 in the AM, 7 to 8 p.m., right? Then they are going to start thinking, they say, shit, we're creating pissed off riders. The drivers are pissed. The riders are not getting fares between 7 and 8 a.m. and 7 8 p.m. These drivers are all sticking together. Do it like the guys in India did. They stuck together. They punished the company. And then the government came down on the company and things changed. Porsche's in the house. Shout out. Say my name, say your name, and I'll give you a shout out. Where you are. Your name and your city. Michelle, Sonia in the house. Your name and your city. Let me give you a shout out here. Shout out. Shout out. Shout out. Shout out. Hey! Anthony Gonzalez, Tony Las Vegas, Michelle Sonia, Houston, Texas. Love Houston, Galleria. Mari Varello from La Habra in the house. Kai from Denver, Colorado. Kai Simo. John Lambrinos, if they want drivers to come back, all top brass has to take a huge pay cut. Amen. Refat says we are in desperate need for a big strike right now. Ibron Kuriel, San Francisco. Flip Guru, Jeff from LA. AR, Adrian, Miami. Pug the Rescue, Joel in Connecticut. Ducum, Brazil, Tashboa, Brazil. And for all, Andrea Reading, Pennsylvania. Alaskan Gigs and Guns. Mr. Orange County. Black Grandpa. We welcome you, Black Grandpa. Alberto, Toronto, Canada in the house. Let's welcome Black Grandpa. Love you. Much love to Black Grandpa. My son loves your screaming horn. I love it too. John Labrinos, 10,000 bonus. Indo US Minor, San Francisco. Philippe. Let's go rideshare. P. Professor, Salt Lake City, Utah. Philippe. George, Tampa, Florida. Jeremy from Greensboro. Abdul from KC, Missouri. Emmanuel from Massachusetts. Westchester County, New York. Fred Lands in the house. Mary, we love you back. Robert's in the house. Robert from San Diego, California. Cool Genuine Phil, San Jose in the house. Kevin B, Maryland in the house. The Wolf is on fire. Martin, Nottingham, UK. Shout out to the UK in the house. Jerry, how are you? Abraham, what's the website for the course? Gig Rocket, baby. It's Gig Rocket, baby. There it is. Gig Rocket, baby. Gig Rocket. Boost your potential. Rifat's in Washington, D.C. Mark from South Carolina. Dara's a joke. Jeremy Brown. We slap him down. We slap him down. All that Dara does all day long.
Blah, blah, blah.
That's it. That's all he does. Talk, no action. David Edwin, South Africa. South Africa, my friend. Hoe gaan het met jou? South Africa in die huis. South Africa, where in South Africa? Pietermaritzburg, Durban, Cape Town, Johannesburg, Pretoria. Are you from Pretoria, from where Elon Musk is? Where in South Africa? Shout out to South Africa. Shout out to South Africa. Carlito's in the house. Melbourne, Australia. Love them. Hardcore rugby players. Love the Aussies. Love the Aussies. Gavin Kitchen's in the house. Charlotte, we have Charlotte 187 in the house. Houston is here. Full Strength Fresno, California, baby. Jason Willis in the house. We are going to light fires, right? Because they hurting, man. They are hurting. They're crying. Gavin Kitchen in the house. Cape Town, my bro. Kaap, die lekker Kaap, my bro. My house used to be in right next to Camps Bay. What was it called? Buck Oven, that's where my house was, right on the rocks, right on the water. The ocean would hit the rocks and the salt water would come on my windows. Beautiful pad, loved it. Chicago, Illinois in the house. We have Daniel Valencia in the house. Anthony Gonzalez, Smart Strike, we will announce it in June. I'm going to do a pay for several press releases, and then it's going to be 7 to 8 in the morning, 7 to 8 at night. Double whammy, 1 hour. We leave those riders on the street. They're going to be, where are the cars today? There's no cars out there. Exactly, because we are smart striking day by day, right? So some advice, future advice to the riders. Don't order a car from 7 to 8 in the morning. Don't order a car from 7 to 8 in the evening, because it ain't coming. Anthony Gonzalez is okay, perfect, Conway. Gavin Kitchen says, they never played by the rules. They wanted a taxi company. They tried to drive the taxi business out of business by subsidizing it with cheap fares. Now the fool is getting back into bed with the taxi business. He's crying. So if you cannot beat them, join them. What type of a weak leader is that, right? If they cannot beat them, he joins them. Double standards. He cozies, he gets into bed with the taxi industry. Starting June the 1st, I don't think it'll be June the 1st, but it's going to be the first week of June. But we have to roll out the media and do all the social. So I have my team of 6 people coordinating, getting the social media ready, the banners ready, and then we're going to make noise. We have 147 people. Can I have some more likes? Every like you give, remember, is a slap on Dara's ass. So who wants to give a like? I'll slap Dara's ass. Dara Koshishawa, your ass is going to be burning by the time. Anybody 134? Anybody for another like? 135 on Dara's ass. Anybody for 136? 136 on Dara's ass. Anybody for a 130? 139. Another 3 on Dara's ass. Let's give Logan Green a slap on his ass. 1, 2, 3. We're on 142. Thank you. Amen. Right? And whoa, that's a big number. I haven't been to 150 likes yet. 145 on Logan's ass. Let's give Tony Zoo of DoorDash. Let's give him a slap on the ass. Anybody got a 146? This is your shot. 2. 147. Oh, somebody took a slap away. No, not good. Leave the live stream. And it's back. 147. Let's get it up to 150. Oh, it's the. I can see those. Another one. I can see those burn marks on the ass. Another one. 49. 150. Let's go, baby. It's going to be the big one. It's going to be the big one. Who's got the 150? I'm ready to lash his ass. I'm going to hit it really hard now. 152. 152. Anybody want another lash on Dara's ass? Doesn't that make you feel good? Anybody for 153? I got my hand all the way up here. All the way up. We're ready. I'm ready. 153. Anybody? 152. Feels good. Lashes on the ass. Boy, their ass is burning tonight. Say, honey, come into bed. I can't. My ass is hurting. Right here, Professor slapped my ass so hard. That's what happens when you talk.
Warning, bullshit alert.
Dara, start leading the company. Start managing the company, right? Stop putting the company in continuous crisis, right? Start fricking being a leader. Not this pathetic, confused individual paying himself supersonic salaries. My friends, I got to run. I'm going to have to go and see Top Gun. Remember, anybody see Top Gun 1? Hands up. Who saw Top Gun 1? Who saw the new Top Gun? Supposed to be good. 97% on Rotten Tomatoes. So I'm on my way right now to pick up my kids. Oh, we're on 157. I need to give another 3 lashes. These are dedicated to John Zimmer at Lyft. 1, 2, 3. Oh, those are nice hard ones. Oh! Anybody want a lash? 158? 158? Anybody ready? And hit him so hard he's going to cry. Watch. Just watch. Who's got... No, that wasn't good. No, it wasn't good. All right, we had our fun, my friends. Go out there and make money. Give yourself a huge round of applause. Thank you, everyone. We have 156. I think that's my record. I remember doing a 24-hour YouTube marathon. We made it. There were a handful of YouTubers. We did 24 hours. May have to do it again. Lyft stock is tanking. Uber stock is tanking. If you need any help with your deactivations, if you've been wrongfully terminated, wrongfully deactivated, go to GigRocket. Let us help you. We get out the appeal letters. We show you how to fight it. If you want to set up your own fleet at GigRocket, if you want some really cool food delivery courses, Harry Campbell's got some there. If you want the rideshare driving school, if you want the private chauffeur or limo course, and many others, just go to GigRocket, right? And then, so you guys can make some money, on the 1st of June, I will be announcing Buckle Up's affiliate program, because every quote that is filled out, you could put those links on your Facebook pages, you get $20 every single time, right? I anticipate making $5,000, $6,000, $7,000 with that, right? Because we want to funnel drivers into proper rideshare insurance, right? Proper commercial insurance, proper rideshare insurance by the experts, right? So check it out. That I will announce with Harry Campbell on June the 1st. You guys can also get your affiliate links. You will be your first. Here, the video will be launched first on Rideshare Professor and Harry's channel. You get your own links, and then you get $20 for every quote. My suggestion to you guys, get your affiliate link and go and jump into those Facebook pages, because anybody filling out that quote, ka-ching, $20, ka-ching, $20, 3-4 quotes, you've already made $80 in less than an hour. That's more money than those companies pay you. So you want to make some money? It's so easy. You get yourself an affiliate link, you got that link, and you just drop it into different channels. Right, 164. Oh, we need a couple of more. Here's Dara's ass. Watch it. Ah! 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 I fucking hit him hard today, baby. We smacked him up. He ain't going to bed with his wife tonight. He's going to be walking. My ass is so, my ass is so, my ass is so. Jivik's in the house. Uber Drive. Appreciate you guys. I just wanted to lift the spirits a little bit up for the weekend, pump you guys up. And if you're going to go out and make money tonight, fantastic. Please be safe. We got the Positive mindset there. I like it. Positive mindset already with these emojis. Go out, make some. Jimmy Abstract Echoes in the house. Just got in. Never too late. 7 to 8. Never too late. 7 to 8. Never too late. Smart strike, baby. Smart strike. So go and have fun, guys. Either go and make yourself a nice dinner, a glass of wine, get yourself a beer, make yourself a cocktail, a martini, or a tequila sunrise, or go out and work. But have fun, right? Play hard. I always say, work hard, play hard. Work hard, play hard. Reward yourself. We're 168. Let's give Dara 2 more lashes on the ass. Anybody for 169? Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. One for Dara. 169. Let's go. Who's ready? 169. Let's go. Wow, 169. 170. I've never reached 170. Let's lash Dara. Lash him on his ass. Dara Koshashawi. Ready? Dara? 170. Yeah, we made 170. Thanks to you, we handed out 170 lashings on Dara's ass, Tony Zoo's ass, and Logan Green's ass, and John Zimmer's ass. You're the best. You guys are rock stars. I appreciate you. Have a great weekend. Much love and respect from California. Go check it out at Gig Rocket. Have fun. Make money. Give your husband, your wife a big, big hug. Give your kids a big hug. Keep your eyes open around schools for any crazies that try to shoot up the place. Be alert, be vigilant, same as you are in your car, 360. Have your taser, have your baton. If need be, go and get one of these if people try to steal your car. Whatever you have to do to protect your turf, to protect your office. God bless you all. Thank you very much, and have a great weekend.